Hey, what's up? It's Anna Molly again, and I've just been reading all morning, so I just wanted to rant and stuff, and figured I'd turn my camera on. Been kind of sick. Again, I'm just stuck in my head here, so I just read and think about stuff all day while I try to get better. But I'm reading about feminism a lot lately, and there's this great article, and I'll link it in the description. It's a long read, but it's densely packed. It's very good. And, you know, I kind of decided a few years ago that it was more accurate to call myself a humanist than a feminist. And so I just want to explain kind of the difference. And I think women for our own sakes, we need to be humanists more than feminists. Feminism is not working out as well. And I don't mind the feminist sentiment, but if you stop at just looking at rights and protection for women, you are leaving out all of the other groups that are suffering from power inequalities. And read this article because I'm going to riff on a lot of stuff that she says. This is more of a signal boost. I didn't come up with this stuff. And, she quotes Gloria Steinem a lot in the article. And it's interesting to me, and it's very true. Women of color have been doing most of the work most of the time for feminism, for any kind of equality, for all social justice, and they don't stop at feminism. They really are trying to look at the whole issue of inequality. They're affected by it in multiple ways. I'm female, but as being, white as a cracker, basically, I get a lot of privilege that I can see some of my girlfriends, hey, they're the exact same size, shape as me. They just have a different color skin, different color hair. They're just as smart. They're adorable. They're probably smarter than me, actually. Some of them. Cute college girls. And if I can get a waitress job before she does, and then all the staff is white girls, that's privilege. I don't feel good about that. I don't like that. I don't like to benefit in that way. And I'll tell you another story, just to kind of illustrate. There's different ways that, white women or white men can become woke, which I love that term. And experiencing like a couple percent, 1% of, what someone else might experience can give you a little bit of insight. For example, I was massively overweight in junior high and high school. At some point, my health went off track, and I'm only 5'2", and I got pretty big. So I look like this pudgy little round thing. And there is, skinny privilege. After I lost weight, I started getting treated very differently. Maybe things have changed a little bit, but not much. There wasn't really anybody overweight. It was like 2 other people in my school that were overweight. Now it's kind of like 30%. But just being a little bit different, or being the only one in my elementary school with red hair. If you live in a rural town where there are no people of color living around because everybody's too fucking racist, guess what? Kids are going to find something else to pick on. They're going to pick on the fat kids. They're going to pick on the really awkward, freckly looking redheads. They're going to pick on the kid with the speech impediment. They're going to, they're going to pick on the kid that's too small and the girl that's too tall. It's, I don't know if kids are wired that way or what. The kids that I've known are sweethearts. They don't come into this world being assholes. So I think that they're probably picking it up from somewhere. It's just really interesting. They kind of opened my eyes. And like I said, it may be 1% later on in my little small town. We had a family move in, and mom was white, dad was black, and the kids had slightly darker skin tone than everybody else in class. really dark curly hair that was beautiful. And suddenly I wasn't the one being picked on anymore. The girl was. And that's awful. That's awful. As a kid, you don't really understand it. Maybe I even felt a little bit of relief, but it's it's guilty. It's not something you want to watch, because once you've been there and you see somebody else getting it and worse, I mean, if you have any kind of empathy, you can imagine yourself in that place. And little things like that, if you open your eyes to them and you're willing to put yourself in somebody else's place, maybe realize, holy shit, this is fucked up. I've got a lot of privilege that other people don't have. Do I really want to be stealing bread out of these people's mouths, like for doing nothing? Should I really be paid more for doing the exact same job and be criticized less than my black female coworker? It's a real thing. It's not because I'm better. It's not because I'm better. It's because she's being watched and criticized harder. And I know that. So I see my own mistakes. And, if I was still a chubby girl, I might be called out more. Skinny privilege. It's fucking disgusting. It's a real thing. Do I feel some kind of superiority or whatever? I'm glad that I'm healthier now in my body, but I had to learn to love myself at the size that I was before I could love my body enough to get healthy. I know that struggle. I'm not going to hate on anybody. I actually didn't lose weight through effort of my own. I have a chronic condition that is now, making me waste away. And so it's maybe another blessing that I didn't take that credit onto myself. Like, oh, I'm just so awesome. I lost all the weight, and anybody that doesn't lose weight isn't as good as me. No, fuck that. That shit's not how it works. And we really want it to work that way because we want to be proud of ourselves and think that we're better than other people. Like, it's a human animal thing. I mean, you see cats, like the alpha cat thinks he's better than every animal and human in the house. It's natural, but not necessarily beneficial or accurate. Yeah, we're easily fooled creatures. Humanism. Back to humanism versus feminism. Humanism is a belief that, we should be looking to take care of all of the humans in a way that will be the best for us as a species. And science is a very good tool for that. It can't be the only tool because, flipper babies, right? Science screws up sometimes. They were really trying to help, morning sickness is awful and it can be debilitating. There's almost no way to deal with it. Marijuana, they could have not outlawed marijuana. But anyway, they're trying to ease suffering. And totally fucked over so many families' lives. Right? So science is a tool, but like guns or any other tool, they can be used for good, they can be used for evil, they can be misused really, really easily. So what else do we have? Philosophy. That's kind of a pick and choose your own adventure kind of thing. There's no one size fits all philosophy. There's no one size fits all religion. There's no one size fits all anything. That's part of humanism. You can't just say, well, let's study the white American male and see what diet and lifestyle and everything will work for this human subtype, and then that should be the standard for the entire world. That's what That's what it feels like has happened in the United States over the last couple hundred years. It feels like somebody said, let's make this the best possible, and we'll study all the important things for us. But it was only a bunch of white dudes, right? So that's not what America is. I mean, we're this melting pot. This is what it's always been about. It's freedom from religions. We can have freedom of religion. You know, it's supposed to be an equal playing field. And if you look at it with an ideal like humanism or a philosophy like humanism, it begins to be easier to just look at it as like biological problem to solve. How do we feed everybody? How do we take care of everybody? What is actually good for humans? Do female bodies need something different than male bodies? Do people from this region need to eat different food than people from this region? You know, are you more likely to be lactose intolerant or not? Some people can eat cheese, some people can't. Some people can eat gluten, some people can't. There's this like argument like, who the fuck cares if I don't eat gluten? You can eat all the gluten you fucking want. But don't try to argue with me when I bring up a study saying, you know, oh, there's a lot of intolerances going around and maybe 30% of the population should stay away from it. You know, don't argue with me about that. Start studying. Find evidence. You know, come up with proof. Let's enter this conversation together and kind of work some stuff out. You know, humanism is very open to that. A quick Google search, you can learn all about it. It's great. There's been a lot of famous humanists as well. Feminism is a type of humanism that is only focused on females. And it's done a lot of great things. It's done a lot of great things. We have gotten to this point because of feminism, no matter how flawed it has been and racist, right? Because white women have been racist for a long time. It's true. Not all of them. I mean, it's true. Not all men, not all women. We're not fucking talking about that. We're talking about a majority problem here. And it needs to be solved. If it's squabbling off to the sides, my feminism is better than your feminism. Fuck it. You need humanism. You shouldn't even be focused on female. What are you going to, like, ignore all the men that are abused too? The children? You know? The queers? I don't understand. I mean, this little infighting and arguing is united we stand, divided we fall. This is a saying in our country for a reason, and we've completely forgotten that. Maybe it's been worn out to the point that we don't really use it. Maybe someone's genius plan, you know, or maybe it's just what happens. Humans get used to the same message. You got to rev it up, spit it out all over again. Feminism, we've kind of got all we can out of that message. We think it's time that we all come together and just maybe try something a little bit more inclusive. Now I love this article too at this point where there's this big call, white women and feminism. Stop trying to be in control of this shit. You are entering at a kindergarten level. And most women of color have already gotten their doctorate, okay? Because this is their life. You, as an adult woman, just woke up. You literally were born yesterday. You need to shut the fuck up and look around. And, you know, women of color have been really patient and expressive and creative and trying to communicate to white women, and white women are like screaming and throwing their mashed peas on the floor like you're throwing a fit over stupid shit. And you know, there are women that know what's going on way better, and they have way better advice. You know, just because you know a little bit doesn't mean you're exactly ready to start running. Baby steps, okay? And, you know, it's just another side argument, like I said. Feminists, humanists, there's a lot of common ground, and there's a lot of people that do both and don't really draw the distinction. You know, labels are just labels. There's plenty of people out there doing this and that feel that this is the right mindset. But I feel that labels are helpful in a certain sense, because then you can start to look for more resources. You can start to wrap your head around some of the pitfalls and some of the benefits. People have gone here before. We've had this argument before, just not in our generation. It's been a little while. You know, we've lost our way again. This is what humans do. We wander back and forth. But fortunately, we still have books, writings, incredible songs. I mean, just listen to some classic R&B music. You will get lots of inspiration. And maybe you realize that this shit's been going on for quite a long time. And if you're just now joining the party, maybe try to offer your help, be available, realize that you are not fit to be in charge yet. That is the real, that'll be a real powerful thing when that happens, because there's a lot of ego involved right now. Everybody wants to do it the right way as long as it's their way. You know what? Let go of the ego. I don't care who gets it done as long as we get it done. I will gladly clap and give credit to whoever figures this fucking shit out and just tell me what to do. Sign up. You know what? I've been told to signal boost. I'm signal boosting. If it takes me, a little skinny white girl, saying a message that was thought up and lived and, you know, tested by a powerful woman of color, because that's the only thing you'll listen to. Okay, I wish you would, you know, look further, but here's the crumbs. I'm giving you the baby food. You know, it's time to step on up. You know, I'm maybe like the 3rd grade level. I don't know, but there's women and men out there that know that the struggle is real and they know what to do. So I don't know. I'm rambling. I need to drink some more coffee. But yeah, check it out. If you have any really awesome humanist authors or really good pieces that you'd like to send me, give me a link in the comments. What was it I was just reading? I've been reading a lot of good stuff lately, so I'll try to put some links and get some authors and whatnot. I just, you know, I'm not hopeless. I'm hopeful. I think we can figure this thing out. I think we just need to stop, collaborate, and listen. No, sorry. Okay, that's enough. Bye. Have a good Friday.